welcome officially to Brap Life. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
thank
taking
you.
the time to do this because this is a little bit of a unique situation. So
hmm
usually, I kind of know the people who I'm interviewing, and in this case,
Okay.
I really don't know you. Like we
Yeah.
haven't really talked. So this is new for me. So this is us getting to know each other in real time.
Okay.
But basically, for everybody listening, I found Gavin through my buddy Gray.
hmm
It just so happened that there was this guy who broke his GPS at King of the Motos and needed to borrow one. And so Gray got us in touch, and I wasn't out there on the second day. So I was able to give Gavin my GPS, and he was a nice enough guy to return it at the end. So
Yeah. Well, thank you for giving me the GPS. It was a big save.
yeah, yeah, of course. I was happy that it went to use because I definitely didn't use it as much as I should have. So,
Yeah,
um,
like
so
I would have gone lost without it. So,
oh yeah, that course wasn't like I mean it's totally you need it. You need it when you're out there.
hmm
At least for the second day. The first day it was pretty well marked, at least the parts that I got to. Um, but yeah, for sure you need it that second day. So I'm glad it worked out. Glad we were able to help you out. And now we get to talk about it. So
yeah.
before we start with that part, though, I want to rewind. Let's go back to how did you get started in riding in general?
Well, it all kind of stemmed from my dad. At a young age, he used to give me CDs I could play in like a DVD player, and a lot of the CDs were just like dirt bike films and like BMX stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of kept bugging him about it. I was like, can I ride? Can I ride? Can I do this? And I think I don't really remember what age I started at,
Mm-hmm.
but I was on like a little TTR 50 at the time. And yeah, well, my dad rode dirt bikes back in the day. He broke his back, and then
Oh.
he stopped riding after that.
Mm-hmm.
So he was super excited to get back into it, and he taught me everything. So it was pretty exciting stuff.
That's really cool. I started out on a TTR 125. I was a lot older. So,
Okay.
but TTRs have a place in my heart because of that. So that's always
Mm-hmm.
cool to hear.
Yep.
So when you got started riding, did you like get into racing right away, or how long did it take to get into that?
It honestly, it took me so long to get into racing. I'd always wanted to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and so the first year I started racing was like right before COVID hit, which I think it
Okay.
was maybe I think it was like 2019 was the season I
Okay.
started to get into it,
Mm-hmm.
and or maybe it was earlier, I forget, but um yeah, I so it took me probably like 10 years to get into racing, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah, definitely. So what was
hmm
the first discipline that you did? Did you go like did you find hard enduro right away? Did you do enduro?
I went straight into hair scrambles.
Oh, okay.
So, hmm I did District 36. I used to live in Northern California.
I was gonna say that's a little
So,
bit farther away for you.
yes. hmm
Okay, cool. So when you started doing all of that, like how did you go from that to hard enduro?
Um well, before every hair scramble, I used to watch all the hard enduro races and kind of try and like channel that energy. I don't know, it's
Hmm.
kind of like a pre-race ritual, but I really liked watching Graham Jarvis ride. And
Yeah.
so I started doing sprint enduros
Hmm.
and timekeeping enduros, and eventually uh, I did Silver Kings. I think 4 or 5 years back was
Okay.
my first hard enduro, and yeah, I guess I just been doing them ever since. I don't race hard enduros super often. I'm trying to
Hmm.
race them more consistently. This year has been a struggle to do that,
Hmm.
but hopefully I'll be at Moab. So,
Nice. That'll be
hmm
good. Okay,
yeah.
so what class are you in right now, and kind of how has it all been going for you since you started with hard enduro?
I okay. I'm in A Open at the moment, and
Okay.
it's been very tough. The boys in that class are very fast, and they don't gas out as quick. And
Yeah.
me, I'm not in shape. Well, I'm in like a little, I'm in decent shape, but I got to be in better shape to keep up with, like the top 50%. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
working every day towards that.
That's good. That was going to actually be my next set of questions. So we like to
Oh, really?
always talk about nutrition and fitness. So what does
Hmm.
training kind of look like for you, and what does nutrition look like for you, especially when you're coming up to a race?
So my conditioning, or I guess like workout, whatever
Mm-hmm.
thing, I'm in Cody Webb's like online training course thing, and he has like a
Mm-hmm.
little like enduro method
Mm-hmm.
um workout routine. So I do that at my house, and then I try and get on my mountain bike as much as I can for like
Nice.
conditioning, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
I try to ride the bike as much as I can. Sometimes it's hard to find time to,
Yeah.
just like with school and everything.
Yeah.
Um, but that's kind of like the training side of things. My nutrition, I try to eat pretty clean. I don't always, but whenever I cook, it's usually like ground beef or like steak with like potatoes, or like I try to eat high protein foods that are like kind of like nutritional dense. I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
dairy. I love dairy foods, so it's a big part.
Dairy is really good. I love cheese. So I just
Hmm.
try and stay away from too much of it personally. But
Yeah,
I really like Parmesan cheese personally, and that's actually got some protein in it. So it's not the worst
yep.
thing for
I think
you.
it's the most protein dense food.
For like the size and everything, like what you put in. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, unless you're just like eating the block straight, I
Yeah,
think. But yeah, it's really good. So I'm pretty happy about that. I like my cheese.
yeah.
um so what are your grand plans for your future with racing? Like if you could be totally sponsored and do whatever you want, what would be your plan?
I'd say my biggest goal for my future within racing was just to have like a successful like YouTube brand,
Yeah.
because the sponsors mean like, like being at the top means like
Hmm.
everything. But if you could have a brand that you build on yourself, I feel like that means so much more. You have so much more opportunity with that. Like you can
Yeah.
maybe that means creating your own team or like your own product, or that could just mean you're making videos and doing entertainment. And I
Yeah.
just feel like there's a lot of things that I could do with that. So I'm trying to build a racing brand on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's actually like really forward thinking. A lot of people just focus on the racing and they don't think about anything else.
Hmm.
But as you get through like getting a little bit older, you start to think about those things. And so you're
Yeah.
starting it out right away. So I think that's really smart. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So along with that question, this is my personal favorite question. If you were able to go anywhere in the world to ride or race, completely like no cost to you, where would you go?
That's a great question. Man, there's so many places I would go. Um,
Pick one to
I would
ride and then one to race. Then you get two.
okay. I'd pick Sea to Sky to race. Feel like
Yeah.
you get kind of like the most experience with that race. I think it's what, 5 days, 5 or 6 days of racing,
Yeah.
maybe
Yep.
4. I think it might be 4.
It might be four.
Um, but yeah, like the riding through like those like canyons, like or like in like the riverbeds or the stream beds, that just
Hmm.
looks like so much fun. It looks like super diverse, like riding. You just feel like you're on the beach, and then all of a sudden you're in like the mountains and the trees. I feel like it's such a crazy switch up, and it just looks really fun. And it looks like the
Yeah.
event organizers are super cool too. They put up like funny photos on like all like the chicken lines and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but for a place to go and ride, I think I'd say Romania.
Yeah.
Um, there's like we back in California, we have some Romaniacs esque riding, kind of. Not really, but it just kind of resembles it. And I think Romania is just there's so much you can do there, like the creek beds and like the um, I guess like all that mossy kind of like stuff. It just looks super cool up there. I'm a big fan
It
of
looks
the creek
intense.
beds they have.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Have you ever been able to go to the East Coast and ride?
I've never. My whole family's from the East Coast though, and a couple of them ride dirt bikes.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm hoping to get down there. And my buddy, he actually, one of my buddies, he keeps texting me. I don't. I think he moved to the East Coast. I'm not really sure, but
Hmm.
he keeps texting me to do TKO,
Yeah,
and but I'm not sure if I'll do it this year. It's a big drive.
it
Oh, and
is.
yeah, Splat Meadow is telling me I was down at his compound before Grinding Stones,
Hmm.
and he was telling me that I'd probably like Battle of the Goats, I
Hmm.
think is what it's called. I
Yeah,
heard it, or he was just telling me it's like just creek beds and super like mossy, loose, like
yeah.
slick stuff.
So I lived out in the East Coast. I was in Tennessee, and I
Oh
used to
wow.
ride at Brushy Mountain. So that's where Battle of the Goats is. So this last year, um, my very first hard enduro was Battle of the Goats,
Oh,
and it's a
awesome.
gnarly race.
Is
Obviously the
it?
stuff that I got to, like I'm new in hard enduro, so like I
Hmm.
didn't get that far, but yeah, there's some really gnarly stuff at Battle of the Goats. Some really, really
Really?
cool terrain. The weather likes to not cooperate. So
Okay.
usually it rains a lot right before the race and it's clay. So it's super slick when you're out there. So you have like
Gotcha.
no traction. So it's really cool. It's one of like the favorite races on the East Coast, but I do also
Okay.
love TKO, which I also did last year. And
Awesome.
that race is super, super fun. So if you make it out to either of those, highly, highly recommend it. But there's a
Okay.
lot of really good riding on the East Coast. If you ever do make it out there, let me know and I'll make you like a whole like itinerary of like where you should go.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I plan on going soon, so
Yeah. Heck yeah,
I'll
if
be
you
in
do, let me
contact when I
know.
do. Sweet.
Tobin Miller from Champion Brick Racing, he went out to Romania last year. And when we
Hmm.
were talking about it, he was saying the closest terrain that you can get here in the US is out in Kairos, which is in like West Virginia. It's
Okay.
about 3 hours from Brushy Mountain. So it's not super, super far if you do go to that area. But
Okay.
very worth it if Romania is on your list for one day.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Romania is definitely on my top picks.
Yeah, Romania is a really really cool race to go to because Romania is 5 days of racing, and it's
Oh, it
super
is.
long days of racing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think for I think the two places that you picked are honestly the best for like racing. Romaniacs is a lot of racing and it's
Yeah.
really crazy. Like the terrain is really diverse, but
Mm-hmm.
not as diverse as Sea to Sky. I think Sea to Sky is a lot more diverse, but you're also climbing like I want to say it's like 12,000 feet or something like
I
that
think
in
so.
from
Yeah.
the beach to the top of Mount Olympus. So it is
Mm-hmm.
intense for that race. I've been watching that one for several years and it's so cool. I always love watching it.
Mm-hmm. I always see the clip of Billy Bolt like wheeling through like the section in the canyon, and he's just like rear wheel tire hopping through it or something.
Oh
And
yeah.
that clip always plays in my mind while I'm riding, and I'm like, I don't know how he does that.
Magic. No,
Yeah, it's
it's a lot
magic.
of time on the bike. They put
Mm-hmm.
in so much time, but it's really really cool to see the stuff that they can do. And like, have you had the opportunity to ride around any of the pros?
Um, not really. I think the closest to pros I've ridden with is Splat Moto,
Okay,
which I think he has his pro card. I might be mistaken. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Um, but like that man can ride. He can do a lot of crazy things on a bike.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Um, I've gotten really lucky and I've been able to ride around a lot of pros and watching the things that
awesome.
they do is absolutely insane. Like the lines that they
Mm-hmm.
choose, sometimes look almost impossible. I mean, I was at Page last weekend and I watched Tristan Hart go up something and I was like, oh my God, because he was off his bike at the very top pushing his bike.
Oh,
Um, so
I'm
it
not doing
had
that line.
seemed, yeah, no, 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 no. It's like straight up a wall. And then like at the very, very top, there's like a tiny little V and he like popped into that. But that was where he slipped. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh,
I wasn't like recording or anything. I just happened to be riding by and I looked up and I was like,
mm-hmm.
oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never would have imagined that to be a line. It's a straight up wall. Um, but yeah, it was insane. But I've gotten to ride with several pros and watching them in person, um, it's incredible to see. I mean, we all know about clutch control, we all know about balance and how
Mm-hmm.
important those things are. It's really cool to see the videos like Hard Enduro Burrows puts out, things like that.
Oh yeah.
But when you see it in person and you're watching them do this treacherous stuff on the side of the mountain and the precision that they have with their clutch control, I was like so inspired to just go home and do clutch drills.
Yeah.
I was like, I probably will never get to that level, but if I want to improve, I know that that's what I have to do.
Mm-hmm. I should add, I have actually ridden with a couple pros before, but
Mhm.
they were more pros in hare scramble, or I guess, yeah, Anson Maloney.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he does hard enduros on his four stroke now.
Mhm.
But I did like a I think it was like a 4 day camp, 5 day camp with him. Um,
Yeah.
and it was that's probably when I started getting really into racing. I did that, and it yeah, like you said, it inspired me to do a lot of my own training that I like didn't really think I needed to do, but I was watching him and I'm like, okay, like yeah, I got to do this.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's so cool, but the pros in hard enduro are so humble and like the
Mhm.
community in general around hard enduro is absolutely amazing and we always talk about this that like I mean, I've ridden around the pros because they're nice enough to let somebody who's as low level of a rider as me be around them. Obviously, I'm not
Mhm.
doing the same stuff that they are. Um but it's still really cool that they even like give me the time of day, you know? Like I've
Yeah.
ridden with several of them and they're like, "Okay, if we get split up, like here's like do you have people's numbers or like here's where we'll meet later or whatever." They like always
Mhm.
make sure that you're taken care of. And I think that's really cool because if you go into some of the other disciplines, you don't get that. Some of those pros won't even talk to you. So,
Yeah.
like it's totally, totally different in hard enduro, in my opinion,
100%.
versus different disciplines.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. I feel like going to Supercross, you
Hmm.
go up to all the booths, and some of them kind of like treat you like a fan, from personal experience. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I go up to the pits in the hard enduro, and like for Silver Kings, for instance, I walked up, and Billy and Manny actually, yeah, Billy and Manny came to our camps and were just talking with us because we had Josh Hill's hill climb bike. We were bringing it to
Hmm.
his mechanic or something like that, and they just came up and they were talking to us. They're so friendly, it's so intimidating because you think like, oh, these people are probably, you know, they probably have such big egos, they don't want to talk
Hmm.
to fans, but they're they're very nice.
Hmm. They're super nice. They're such great guys. And they're just so personable. They're just like love talking to people.
Yeah.
And I think that we've had this conversation before that like a lot of the pros don't feel like they're better than anyone. They
Yeah.
feel at least in hard enduro. Um they feel like they can do more terrain, but that doesn't make them any better. And because they
Mm-hmm.
had to start from where we are, they were at this level. Maybe they were a lot younger, but
Yeah.
they were doing it and they had to work hard to get to where they are. But they know what it's like to be like at my level when I'm just starting hard enduro. They know what it's
Mm-hmm.
like to be there and to be trying and sessioning and going out and doing these things. So I think that in hard enduro, the fact that every single one of us is pushing and every single one of us has to work hard, that gives respect immediately. So the pros are automatically just going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, you do hard enduro, you're cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I would totally agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. And the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different
Yeah.
result, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So if you do that, like when you start riding a dirt bike, none of us get on a dirt bike and are good at it. Like you have to
Mhm.
like figure everything out. You have to fall several times
Yep.
and you have to work at it in order to get better. And I think that's why in general, like dirt biking really kind of has its own community and like everybody kind of understands in dirt biking, but you have to have an extra screw loose to do hard enduro.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a few screws.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
you
a
said
lot
that
of
you're
people. Oh,
go ahead.
sorry.
No,
Oh,
you're
I was
fine.
gonna say like a lot of people, um, because I come from hare scrambles originally, so a lot of my riding
Hmm.
friends they do hare scrambles, and
Yeah.
we'll go out riding, and they just kind of get mad at me for taking them down something, maybe a little bit too gnarly, maybe something both of us weren't prepared for, but and I'm having fun the whole time, and maybe they're not having fun, so.
Yeah, the very first time I did anything like super hard with the guys that I ride with now, and
Hmm.
my friend was like, "Oh, we're gonna go on this leisurely ride," and I was like, "Okay." I just met the dude, so I had no idea. Um,
Okay.
And so we go on this ride, and it was the hardest ride I'd ever been on. I was not doing hard enduro at the time. I wanted to, but I was still learning how to ride my bike. So we
Okay.
start going on like the very first thing that I always remember about this ride is like we hit a spine trail and I was freaking out because like I had very, very limited time on single track. And most of what I had fallen off of. So
Mm.
like I was like, now you're gonna take me. It's like 100 feet drop on either side of this freaking
Oh man.
trail. Like, oh my God, I was like freaking out so bad. Um, but I I was like I pulled up to them after like that little section and I was like, um, yeah, your guys' definition of leisurely is a little different than mine.
Yeah.
But throughout the time I've been riding with them, my definition of leisurely has changed because I've now taken several groups of people out on rides and I'm like, oh, we're going to go out for an easy day. Like, that's fine. And every
Hmm.
group that I've taken out and that's been told to is like, dude, that was hard. And I'm like, what? Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm like, oh, I'm broken, just like everybody else. Like, I don't know what the easy is anymore. I know it's
Yeah.
easier, but I still
Hmm.
don't understand, I guess, the difference between just enduro and hard enduro, I guess, because
Yeah.
like I assume that everybody can go through rocks, and apparently not
Yeah.
everybody can, and not everybody likes to. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. But I'm learning. I'm learning. So this is why I
Uh-huh.
don't lead groups.
Gotcha. It's like my favorite line is to tell someone, "Oh yeah, this is like it's an easy trail." I do that to
Yeah.
all my
Well,
friends.
the problem is that you actually have to have a trail to follow in order to do that, not just take people up
Yeah.
like the sides of mountains because that's what I did. And I was like, I'm sorry, it looked a lot smoother down there when we were looking at it. And then now
Hmm.
we're up here and there's like rocks everywhere, there's cactus everywhere. I was like,
Oh
I made a bad
gosh.
decision. I'm sorry. But everybody didn't hate me. They said they had fun. They just
Well,
don't
that's
want to
good.
go on that ride again.
It's understandable.
I felt so bad, but I seriously was like, "Oh man, I thought I knew what easier stuff was. I thought I knew what
Mm.
enduro was, and I thought I would be able to put a good group cuz to me, the stuff that I ride isn't really hard
Yeah.
enduro.
Okay.
So, like the stuff around here, I don't do hard stuff by myself. I'm always by myself out here.
Okay.
So I don't I go out and ride by myself, but I'm not gonna like hit hard features. So I
Yeah,
took
that
them
makes
to the
sense.
stuff that I train on, and I don't consider that like hard. So, but
Okay. Okay.
it's not to put anybody down because they're amazing
Hmm.
riders. They're just not used to doing stuff like that. And so I
Right.
was just like, I have to figure out how to tailor to different groups of riders because
Mhm.
I've never been like, oh yeah, well we're gonna come over so you can lead the ride. That's not been me. I'm always in the back. So
Okay.
having the opportunity to lead is, first of all, it's a lot of pressure. Second of all, I don't know what I'm doing, obviously.
Ton of
So
pressure.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard, but yeah. So I totally get what you mean. Like I, yeah, it's hard. Like,
Mhm.
what are you supposed to do though? Like that's what you know. Like I don't know. I don't know if there's an answer for that really, but
Yeah. Just recently, I took
mhm,
or it was around New Year's time. I built a trail, and
mhm.
it wasn't a trail. It was you're off your bike pushing on like a super steep incline, and you're just trying to traverse your way across. And I grabbed my buddy, and I'm like, "Dude, I just made this trail. Like, you want to come with me?" And he goes, "I swear, if it's hard, I'm not going it because he's on his brand new bike." And I'm like, no, 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 like you got this. And we get onto it, and it was a lot of work, probably more work than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, that's my
Yeah.
favorite. It's my favorite thing to tell somebody. I like to trick my friends to go on my trails.
See, I don't try and trick anybody. I just end up accidentally taking people on that stuff. But my friends trick me. So I've been
Gotcha.
on so many rides where people will be like, oh no, it's going to be a nice, easy day. And I'm fighting for my life, like on the side of a cliff
Mm,
or, you know, like
okay.
just like in this canyon that I don't know how I'm going to get up. And I'm just like, okay, okay, easy day. Or,
Yeah.
I was with the boys a couple months ago and they were like, yeah, it's an easy day. And for me, it was absolutely epic because we had this insane downhill that, like, even my buddy, who's like a way better rider than me, wouldn't like, he wouldn't ride his bike down it. He walked his bike partially down it. Like, it was super, super steep. And
Mm.
so I was like freaking out the whole time. I ended up falling over my bars, being on the
Oh
side of
no.
my bike, like walking my bike down. Like I didn't get hurt,
Dang.
but like that's how steep it was and it was just like it was
Okay.
crazy for me. It was an adventure. And we actually ended up in a different section and there was like it wasn't super high. It was probably only like a 15 or 20-foot drop, but there was no trail. You're like going over the rocks, and
Mm.
the rocks were kind of slick, but not too bad. But it was just like visually, it was really scary. And
Mhm.
so my friend had to like coach me through it and like talk me through it. And he was like right there just in case my bike fell. Um, but to me, I was so scared. I was shaking. I was just like, oh my God, this is the craziest thing I've ever done. Like, this is what I wanted to do, though, like before I got a dirt bike. Like, I wanted to be in terrain like this. And the fact that I'm
Mhm.
finally getting to get into that terrain, like, it was a dream come true, but it was also
That's
terrifying.
awesome.
So,
Yeah.
like, I told them later, I'm like, this is so cool. I love that you guys have this confidence in me, but it's really terrifying, and I'm so grateful for it. But I need to stop shaking right now. Like, I just need a minute. Like, but like I said, they took that like that was an easy day for them. For me,
Gotcha.
that was one of the hardest rides I've ever been on. So for everybody, it's different.
Yeah, the skill gap is kinda crazy, like, I
Mhm.
feel like there's so much room for improvement, and, like, the skill gap
Mhm.
just keeps getting higher and higher, and it's hard to
Yeah.
catch up. It's definitely hard to catch
Yeah,
up.
definitely. Well, even if you look at the pro class, like pro class hard enduro, the guys that like are consistently in the top 5 versus the guys who are in like 5th to 10th. Like that's a skill gap even.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're all pro. They're all really good. But how
Mhm.
many people are realistically out there beating Tristan Hart at every single race? Or
Not
beating
many.
Manny Lettenbichler at every single race. There's one or two here or there, but it's not
Mhm.
consistent. So, like, Tristan and Manny are just on a completely different level.
Oh, yeah. One's the robot, and, Manny's just a German warrior, so
I like that. German warrior. Well, the cool thing about Manny though is like he grew up doing hard enduro, and he's
Did
like
he?
one of the first people growing up. His dad was doing hard enduro
Mm.
with
Mm-hmm.
Jarvis. So like his dad and Jarvis would like battle in the beginning. And so I remember the first year that I watched hard enduro, I watched Erzberg. It was 2014 or 13, somewhere around there. And Andres was racing. I think it was Manny's first year that he finished Erzberg, and he was 16.
Mm. Oh my
So, like, he
gosh.
was, yeah, he was young doing it. So, and a lot of people don't realize that he's been doing it that long. Like, he was pretty much born on a bike. So,
Yeah.
like he's been doing Erzberg since he was 16. He's 25 or 26 now, so 10 years to perfect what he's doing. So,
It's a long time.
yeah.
But I mean, I thought he grew up on trials bikes at first. Did he do trials competitions? I'm not sure.
I think he did some trials. I didn't really follow trials
Mm.
back then. So, like,
Okay.
I know Billy Bolt did trials for a bit, and
Yep.
like Jarvis did, and like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people have done trials, but I'm not 100% sure about Manny's uh his background. But I do know, like I said, I just remember thinking as I was watching that race, holy crap, a 16-year-old just freaking finished this race. Like, and there was only
Yeah,
like,
it's insane.
I want to say there were like 10 or 12 finishers that year or something like that. So to
Dang.
see that kid was doing that, it was amazing. And like that was the coolest thing. But that was like the first dirt bike racing I ever saw on TV was
Okay.
Erzberg. And so like I'm backwards from a lot of people. A lot of people find like Supercross and they're like into
Mm-hmm.
dirt biking, and then they find hard enduro. I found hard enduro and then I found Supercross after that. So
It's a good way
I
to go
knew
about
who
things.
I know I like it, but
Yeah.
like I so that year Cody Webb was racing in Erzberg that year, and so like I found out who Cody Webb was and Johnny Walker, all of them, and I started like following their careers at that point. So I've been following hard enduro for a long time. I just didn't have a bike until probably it was like 6 or 7 years later that I got a bike finally, and I was like, I can actually do this. And then I got on the
Mm-hmm.
bike and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to do that.
Well, I mean, I feel like you're like what you've been saying. You're working pretty much towards all those goals right there.
Yeah, well, my goal when I first saw Erzberg was the joke was that one day I was gonna go and race, and I have now
Mm-hmm.
been to Erzberg, and
Oh, sweet.
I don't think I'm ever gonna race it. It's
No.
fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
Like
that one's on my bucket list too.
that would be really cool. But the thing about Erzberg is, and I don't understand it. I would love to talk to the promoter to understand. The prologue has nothing to do with hard enduro. The prologue is about
Mm-hmm.
who's the fastest. And I don't get it. Like
Yeah,
I think it's just
I think
a show.
yeah. I mean the hard enduro riders, they're fast. Like they compete with someone like Joseph Garcia. I mean, he always wins
Hmm.
the Erzberg prologue, and
Yeah.
it kind of annoys me that he doesn't actually race the hard enduro. I feel like if he wins
Hmm.
the prologue, he should be racing the hard enduro with them.
Yeah.
Um, but like for example, Max Gerson, I think he just won Tecate enduro,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
like it's hair scramble esque, you know, it's sprint enduro. So
Hmm.
I feel like I feel like a lot of the hard enduro boys can keep up.
Yeah, it's relative, right? So like for
Mm-hmm.
example, Graham Jarvis, he says that he's a slow rider. Obviously,
Yeah.
the rest of the world knows he's not. But to him, he's slow because he can't like neck and neck keep up with Manny and Billy. But
Mm-hmm.
he is also better in different sections than they are. So obviously, like that's how he makes up for it, whatever. But yeah, it's like you were saying, like if Joseph Garcia shows up for the prologue, he screws up the whole starting order because he wins and then he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go and race it. So
Yeah.
I think it's weird, but that's just me personally. I don't know the reason behind it, how it all started,
Yeah.
whatever. But but they start with like I think there's like 1,500 people who start on the prologue,
Yep.
and then only 500 or so are actually starting day one of Erzberg.
Yeah.
So I,
That's what scares me if I were to do it, that I don't make it
mhm,
into the main.
yeah, yeah,
So,
to go all that way and to not make it in, like that would suck.
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I don't see myself doing that. I personally, like, I was gonna try and go to Romania this year, but I had some stuff come up. I'm not
Mm.
gonna be able to go this year, but the goal is to go 2027.
Okay.
Because like we were saying, like it's 5 days of racing. It's a lot of racing. Um, it's incredible terrain.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like why not? If I can get the finances together and get out there, why not do it? Like I
Yeah.
think that would be one of the coolest things.
I think, yeah. Romaniacs looks amazing. I've said it before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that again. But
The terrain just is absolutely insane, and the hills are crazy.
mm-hmm.
Um like
I like how they go through
just
the
seeing
buildings
them,
too.
yeah. Seeing the terrain on video is one thing. And but that's what I learned when I went to Erzberg. Erzberg, everything looks so big, but then you get there in person and everything's like 3 times the size of what you think it is, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god. Like Carl's Diner is so much longer than it seems like it's on TV. It's like
Really?
miles long. Yeah.
Dang. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
it reminds me of I forget like the exact name of what it's called, but like the shale rock, or not like the shale rock, but the boulder field at Silver Kings, that's like I
Oh
think
yeah,
like a
in the
mile,
top
mile and a
area.
half. Yeah.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's not as gnarly, but there's some gnarly sections. I had a dude pass
Yeah.
me in that, and he wasn't reading line. I was just kind of trying to read my line, and
Yeah.
went he passed me while I was trying to look at the line, and
Uh-huh.
then he like high sided onto a rock, and the bike like landed on him, and it looked like it hurt. I had to pull the bike off of him.
Oh my
So
god. That's another
yeah.
thing that I really like about Hard Enduro and that drew me to Hard Enduro was that like riders help each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not super cutthroat like it is in like motocross.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big thing. Like teaming up with yeah, like at Silver Kings. I went through I think it was Milo's Creek at the end, and there's just
Oh
like
yeah.
this super off camber and loose like uphill, and there's like roots that like people have been spinning their tires on, so there's just a huge gap
Hmm.
between them. And so it was like
Yeah.
me and like 4 to 5 guys all helping each other. Just, I mean, it was like we were doing buddy systems, but like, you know, if you needed more help than just one person, then like the
Yeah.
crew would come up and help. And that it was great. Like Milo's Creek, honestly, Milo's Creek wasn't as bad as I thought, except for that one section. That one section was really tough. And
It's pretty gnarly. I don't know.
yeah.
I was there a couple years ago. I was just watching and I was just like, "Oh my god." I was
Yep.
like when I was first getting into like all of this, like I was watching the hard enduros. I was at most of them that year. But
Okay.
I was doing media, and
Hmm.
that's actually how I met Grayson and started talking to him.
Oh, really?
Uh,
Sweet.
yeah, so I had been following him on TikTok, and he posted something about being at Silver Kings, and I was like, no way, and I like commented, and I was like, I was there too, and then I was like, wait, what was your number? And I actually had pictures of him from it. And so I was
Okay.
able to send him the pictures, and then that's how we started talking. And then, like, he was actually at Erzberg last year when I was there, so I met up with
Really?
him and his buddy.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yep, we were both at TKO. Yeah,
Nice.
I always joke with him because we ride the same bike. And then we
Oh, really?
actually happened, yeah, we happened to have the
Uh,
same vehicle, just like a couple years different.
Huh.
But I was like, dude, can you stop copying me?
That's funny because I ride the same bike as him as well. So I guess we're all
Oh,
riding the
no
same
way.
bike. Yeah,
That's
that's
so
actually that's how we
funny.
met. Was I
Yeah.
posted a TikTok video and he goes, "Nice bike," or he comments, "Nice bike, bro," and I'm like, "Haha, no way!" And so we started following each other after that.
That's
So
100% why I started following him. I saw that he had that bike. He just popped up randomly one day and I was like, hey, it's
yeah.
my bike. I was like, follow. And then it was like probably 6 months later that we finally really talked. But yeah,
hmm
I think it's so funny because then I ended up, so I had graphics on my bike and it was probably 3 or 4 months later that he got graphics for his bike and they were almost
Okay,
identical to my graphics. I was like,
that's kind of
same
crazy.
font, same color scheme. I was like, dude, seriously?
Is
So
it the
now they're
graphics
a
he
little
has on
different.
right now? Oh, okay,
No,
okay,
they're a little different now.
gotcha.
But at first it was like I was just laughing. I was like, oh my God,
Mm,
this is hilarious. So
yeah,
he's my bike twin. So
nice.
but it's so funny. So, okay, this is a non-podcast related question. This is a I need to prove
okay.
Grayson wrong question. Um, so would you consider Grayson a TikTok like creator, famous person?
In the hard enduro world, yes, I think I don't know how many followers he has.
It's like
Is it?
75,000.
Oh yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd say he's a TikTok creator.
Okay. Okay.
I think
Yep.
I think he has a YouTube. I think I don't really ever see him post on
I have no
YouTube.
idea.
No, I feel like he should get into YouTube with those followers. He could. Yeah, I feel like he could do something good with that.
Yeah, for sure. I think his plan was to do that, but I don't know if he's actually doing it yet.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
yeah, we're always talking about that. And I'm like, oh, Mr. Famous over here. And he's like, I'm not famous. I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, I'm like, TikTok says otherwise.
Yeah, I mean,
Like me
seventy-five
with
thousand
my,
is a lot.
yeah. And I'm like, me with my 1,200 followers on TikTok. And then you with your, well, it was 50 for a while. Now I just looked at
Hmm,
it the other day and I was like, holy crap, dude. Like,
nice. I think I'm
so
at like 200, so I'm far
yeah.
behind you both, you guys.
Well, I post a lot of videos of like pros when I ride with them, so
Mm.
like that's the only reason I'm at where I'm at. Because if it was just my
Okay.
riding, I'd be at like 100
Mm.
followers. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, like one of the first big videos that I had, well, big for me, was a video that I shot for Jarvis when we were in Tennessee a couple years ago.
Oh, sweet.
Um, yeah, so I did like a promo video for him. So I posted it on my page and it got like 1,500 views. He posted it on his page and it had like 1 million views in 2 days.
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
damn, dude. I was like, why didn't you tag me? Like, you should
I
have
didn't tag
tagged me
you.
in that. But I have proof that it was my video. So
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
makes me feel good when I go and I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So without that though, like I probably wouldn't have as many followers as I do on there. So
Gotcha.
it's but it's all about the algorithm. Like Gray's always telling me, he's like, just keep posting, just stay consistent and it'll
Mm-hmm.
grow. And that's the
Yep. I
hard
see
part
him.
though.
I think he posts like every day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yep.
I try to. I've seen his like format, and it looks like it works pretty well. Where you do like
Yeah.
the text to speech thing, and then like your little clip. So I've tried to do that myself. But
Yeah.
yeah, I also try to do like some of my like own ideas as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's definitely proof that stuff like that works, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
because he's done it and he's done really well. There's a couple other guys that do the same thing, like not exactly the same, but it's similar
Mm-hmm.
format and it works. It's very
It does
eye-catching.
work.
People are into it.
Yes.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with doing something different, and that's why I do what I do. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think that I have my own style and that's what some people like and it's maybe not as many people, but for me, I'd rather have a genuine following who truly cares about me and my story as well as the
Yep.
pros that I'm posting about. Versus like, you know, 10,000 people who are just stoked because I could do a wheelie 8 times that I post, or, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. When I unlock wheelies, there's going to be a ridiculous amount of freaking videos on
Yeah.
it. But
Yep.
like, that's like, I personally follow people who are, you know, newer, who are trying, or who are just getting into a new discipline. And like, I like
Mm-hmm.
seeing people pushing and trying, even if it's wheelies.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it's
Mm-hmm.
cool to see people trying to progress. That inspires me, and that's kind of part of where this all came from too. Hearing about how people got into riding, it's inspiring. Hearing some of the stories of people, the adversity people go through, the fact that you're in school and you're still pushing, you're still training, you're still making it to races, like that's a big deal. And that's
Thank you.
inspiring in and of itself.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean it's tough. You know, I haven't made many races last year or this year, but I'm trying to fix that. You know, I'm in online school now. My major only does like online classes.
Yeah,
So that's whatever, but it gives me more time to ride dirt bikes. So I mean, that's a
that's
plus
good.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've done kind of the opposite. Like I have work a full-time job.
Yeah.
And then I go out and I train. It was almost 6 days a week before.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I was out every single day after work for almost a year and a half, something like that.
Nice.
And then I started slowing down a little bit. I got really, really busy at work and started doing like 70+ hour weeks at work. And I
Wow.
just, it's been a lot.
Mhm.
So with the podcast, with the work that I do with the Ohio series, with the work that I do for the Minnesota race, I do a lot of promotion behind the scenes. I do a lot of facilitating clinics
Awesome.
and things like that. I help out in the community a lot, and that's just out of my own free time. Like, I don't get paid for most of that. That's just trying to put into the community what the community's given me.
That's
And
awesome.
but then trying to work out and get on the bike on top of that, like that's a lot.
It's
So
tough. It's very
yeah,
tough.
yeah. So I like seeing people who are doing similar things. You're in school. I know what it's like to be in school and try and live life, period. I cannot imagine being in school, trying to live life and trying to progress on the dirt bike, trying to make it to
Yeah.
races. Like that is a lot. So I really just like, good job. You're freaking
Thank
rocking
you.
it.
Thank
Like,
you.
and especially at the level that you're riding and racing at, like it's a lot of work to put in. And you're trying
Mhm.
to progress, and that's huge.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a passion, you know. I feel like, and like the thing like with like hard enduro, I feel
Mhm.
like, you know, how people say like, "Oh, don't make your favorite thing a job or something and you're going to hate
Mhm.
it." But I feel like
Yeah.
with like dirt bikes and like hard enduro, it's just like the community is just all like buddy buddies, and it's just, and you're just, you know, you're riding. It's not really like, I feel like you're not making like money to like get by. I feel like, you know, you have to be probably like Tristan Hart to get by, or like
Yeah.
Billy Bolt to get by. Um,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know, making like dirt bikes a profession. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but making dirt bikes a profession for me, um, sounds like a great idea, even if it's just like a little side hustle, you know. So
Mhm. Yeah, I
that's
think that,
the whole goal.
yeah, the way that you were talking about it earlier, like building a brand, anyone in any niche on YouTube has to do that. You know, in order
Mm-hmm.
to make money, and even if you're not making enough money to fully sustain yourself, any money to help out towards bike parts is
Mm-hmm.
huge because
Yeah.
we all know how expensive that gets real quick, especially at
Mm-hmm.
races like King of the Motos, you know, Grinding Stones coming up in a couple weeks. Like, those are
I just
rough on
realized something.
bikes. What?
I um I said grinding stones earlier in the podcast. I meant to say King of the Motos. Um that
You're
I mean,
thinking
watching
about
back,
grinding
yeah.
stone.
I
That's
was
fine.
thinking about it. I won't be there, unfortunately. I want to go, but
Oh,
I
it's
can't make
it's
it.
a hard one to get to.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of far away, and then it's just like, to me it was a weird time. I had a really hard time. I actually almost wasn't able to go because
Mm.
it's on a Friday for the amateur race, so
Oh, okay.
I wasn't really able to get time off for that at first, and then kind of last
Gotcha.
minute I have been able to now, thankfully. But
Nice.
um
Nice.
yeah, I was a little sad for a minute there,
Yeah.
but
I'm afraid
it's
of that
hard to
race.
get to it. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh.
That race
I
scared.
wouldn't be
That's like
doing
probably
it.
the only race that scares me.
I would not be doing it if it had not changed formats this year. With
Oh, it
this
changed
whole like,
formats?
so there's
Hmm.
a BC course that the AMs are
Oh,
doing on
okay.
Friday that is totally separate, and the top 150 riders from that race go into race 2 on Saturday.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
the course is designed, so they said they think everybody will make a lap. We'll see. But it's designed to get progressively harder as you go through. So it's going to start not
Gotcha.
super hard. And it's just kind of like something that they're trying to do this year to help the amateurs kind of come in and not be so absolutely terrified, because they understand that those
Yeah.
mesas are so scary. So I think last year the start happened and then you go across and up Mesa 1, and Mesa 1 is freaking terrifying.
Is it?
Um I did that last or 2 weekends ago whenever I was there, and I didn't make it up clean. Like, I made it up,
Okay.
but I didn't make it up
Up is
clean,
up.
and I fell twice. I sent my bike the first time because it's just like, it's the weirdest transition to go from complete throttle in the sand just to get up to the rock, and then the second you hit the rock, oh, you have all the traction in the world. And it's like,
Hmm.
my brain could not compute.
Yeah, that's
So,
like it's yeah. Like I come from like, I rode in like loamy forest, I've never ridden that terrain really, so it's just like I don't know, it's intimidating. And everybody
yeah,
tells me
very.
it's like you like they tell me it's the best traction you'll ever have, and I'm like it just does not make sense to me. I'm like how
It
is this,
is
how do you have traction?
on when you're on the mesa and you're far enough up that the sand hasn't gotten like spread onto the bottom of it.
Hmm.
There's so much traction. It's like your bike sticks to it. And it's
That's
like,
crazy.
it's insane. And like, but for me too, I'm such a small rider. I already have issues like putting my body in the proper body positioning. I know what I need to be doing, but I can't physically do it very well because I'm so small. And I'm working
Gotcha.
on trying to like, I have to over exaggerate what I'm doing in order to make it
Hmm.
work. So going up that mesa, when I put my weight forward, like I do when I go up the hills in SoCal, it wasn't far enough forward and I still went backwards.
Gotcha.
And
Huh.
so it was freaking scary. So I had to throw my weight forward even more. And in order to do that, I had to like sit down on this tank essentially. And
Oh
that was
man.
like the only way for me to like get up, because it was so steep but so much grip. So like if I didn't do that, I was just going to go backwards. So um yeah, it was really crazy and just a totally mind-boggling experience. But then it's the visual intimidation factor as well. When you look at that stuff, you're like, this looks like I'm riding on Mars. So you're like, this doesn't, how do I
Yeah.
do this? Like, what do I do? I don't, there's so many questions in my head. And I was like, I'm so scared right now. And I was just
Yeah.
practicing.
Oh, that was just man. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like that's definitely a race I want to do. I'm like I want to go this year. Maybe I can make it work, but I don't know if registration's still open.
I think
So,
it's still open. If you could
is
make it
it?
work in the week, that's a miracle, and you're freaking amazing. Um,
Well,
but yeah,
we'll see.
I think that it would be really really cool. It's an amazing experience. It's super fun out there. Page is a great area. Um, it's it's a really cool race. It just is happens to be absolutely terrifying, and
Yeah.
I mean, even Cody Webb was saying, he's like, this place is so scary. And I'm like, well, looking
Yeah.
at the stuff you guys do, yeah.
It's like I feel like there's not like a whole lot of races where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like terrified. Like just to like, like I get onto the start line, I'm like, okay, I'm terrified. But that's like I feel like I go into a race and I'm like, okay, I got this. I look at
Mhm.
grinding stones and I'm like, man, like I'm like, that looks, that kind of looks like I might get hurt.
Yeah, that's
So,
exactly what when I pulled up there last year, because I did media there last year. I was like,
oh,
this does
awesome.
not look like anything I would ever want to do. I
Hmm.
repeatedly said in multiple podcasts that I would never do West Coast races because it was just terrifying. So I was
Yeah.
like, no way, never. I will never do West Coast races. I did King of the Motos. I'm doing
Hmm.
Grinding Stone, and I'm signed up for Moab.
Nice,
So
nice.
I'm like, what is wrong with
Yeah,
me?
yeah. One thing I wish there was more of in the West Coast series is like more northern races and like more forest races because I feel like it's just
Mhm.
desert, and I'm not a huge
Yeah.
desert guy. I mean, like I live in Boise, Idaho, so
Mhm.
it's kind of like I get the best of both worlds. I go into some desert
Yeah.
down like near Murphy. I know there's like a hare and hound down there, or I'll go up into like like up north. So it's
Mhm.
best of both worlds, but I'm not a huge desert guy.
I know that there used to be like the one in Billings, I don't remember what it was called. But there was one in
Yeah.
Montana.
Mhm.
And they've had other ones and they've been talking about it, and I guess we'll see. They have the one
Okay.
in Canada this year. It's not
Oh
like,
yeah. Yep. Is that Outliers?
no,
Or is that
it's in
okay.
Squamish. Um
Oh.
but it's a little bit of a different terrain. It's probably going to be more like your area,
Oh,
more
awesome.
woodsy kind of. Outliers is like in the Badlands area, and the
Okay, yeah.
Badlands is totally its own thing.
Yeah, it looks
um,
awesome.
yeah, it's incredible. But I used to live in the like by the Badlands of North Dakota, and I used to go
Okay.
running out there, and that stuff is clay. And so if it gets
Hmm.
even the tiniest bit wet, it is super super slick. So, but
It looks like
when
fun
it's
riding though.
dry, yeah, when it's dry, it's like riding on concrete.
Hmm.
So
Oh wow.
it's yeah, it's kind of similar to grinding stone in the fact that it has a lot of traction,
Hmm.
but it
Gotcha.
does kind of like crumble a little bit, but not the same. But
Yeah.
yeah, it would be cool to see more races up north though. Like I think it'd be cool.
Mhm.
There's areas of Oregon and Washington that would be really awesome to have races in.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's just a
Donner's a
matter of
great
finding.
race.
Yeah,
That's a good
that's a
one.
good one. Yeah. So
Have you
it's
ever
just
done Donner?
finding. I have not. I did media there
Um.
last year.
Okay.
Um, Last year was like mostly media for me. The year before was all media. Last year I did only Battle of the Goats and TKO. So that was all
Gotcha.
I raced personally. Um, and then this year, I don't know what got into me, but I was like, I got my butt kicked at Battle of the
Okay.
Goats. TKO, I did a little bit better. I finished the hot lap and then I did a third of the race. Um, so that was better for me. And then I don't know what happened, and all of a sudden I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do King of the Motos. Probably because the boys were taking me out there, and like we went for
Hmm.
Thanksgiving, and I was terrified when we went out there, but I didn't do as bad as I thought I was going to. I was a lot more comfortable, so I was like, well, might as well. So
Nice.
yeah, and now I have ridiculous amounts of confidence that I should not have.
Yeah,
But
Donner's a great race. It's a really
mhm.
fun one.
Yeah,
Like the terrain is it's I like. I grew up kind of riding on granite,
yeah.
um so like it's definitely probably it's my second favorite race other than Silver Kings. But
Granite riding on that stuff is a little bit different even. Like I love
mhm.
how rocks in different parts of the country act different. Cuz like
Yeah,
rocks
yeah.
on the East Coast, you try and hit the roots versus the rocks because the rocks are
Yeah.
usually like really slick. And out here it's
Mhm.
like you want to hit the rocks because the rocks have grip. But
Yep.
then not all the rocks have grip because there's rocks out here. I'm in northern Arizona, and there's rocks
Okay.
out here that are like decomposing granite, and they basically like fall apart as soon as your bike touches them. Even if you touch them with your
Oh
hand,
man.
they start to fall apart. So
Huh.
I was going up this canyon, and every time my bike would hit a certain type of rock, it just falls apart. I was like,
Oh
there's
man.
no traction to be had.
In
So,
northern Arizona?
yeah.
Mm, sweet.
Yeah, we've got some really good terrain out here. I just don't explore it very much because I'm by myself most of the time out here.
Mm,
And
okay.
so like on the weekends I typically go to California and I go train with the boys. So
Oh sweet.
they're very, very good riders. And Cody has kind of like been instrumental in me improving, but he takes me out and he like lets me try stuff and it's really, really cool. I don't know
That's
why
sick.
he takes me, but he's like a pretty good hard enduro rider, and he has just like dealt with me being as bad as I was when we first started riding. And I'm not saying that I'm great now, but like I've
Yeah.
improved definitely, and I'm able to go through a lot more terrain than I was before. Um, but sometimes I look at the stuff that they go through and I'm like, what? Why am I
Mm.
getting invited? But I'm working towards that. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do. The stuff that they have, like, I know some of their trails from watching them do it so much. Like,
Okay.
like, I want to have the skill to be able to do that. So again, that's more inspiration. Like, I draw inspiration from every part of my life, from watching my friends, from talking to people, from all of these different things. And I'm just like constantly inspired. So I never lose motivation because to me, motivation is fleeting. Like you can be motivated. I want to go to the gym tomorrow. Heck yeah. And then the alarm goes off in the morning and all of a sudden that motivation's gone and you're like, I just want to
Yeah.
sleep so much more. Like, but to me, when you're inspired by something, when you have a goal because you see these guys riding this insane terrain and you know that you have to work hard to get there to be able to do that, like that's inspiration. And that's why I
Hmm.
get up out of bed in the morning and I go work out. Or, I see the girl who just did her first hard enduro in Ohio this weekend and she got third place in women's. Like,
Oh.
what a freaking badass. Like, that's
Yeah.
inspiring to me. That's another reason to go out and train. Like, so I just
Yeah.
find all of these things that make me feel like I don't have an excuse.
Yeah, that's a great mindset. I mean, like like you said, like motivation doesn't really mean you're gonna go and do something. I've been there and
Mhm.
I've done that many times. So yeah, like I inspiration, yeah. I mean, like my biggest inspiration was my dad, and then it
Mhm.
was also Billy Bolt. I wanted to be like Billy Bolt for so long, and
Mhm.
it's not there as much as it used to be, but like it's still there, and I'm still like you grow as a person, your inspirations change and your
Yeah.
aspirations change, I should say. So
Yeah.
like working towards different goals, you just kind of grow, and
Mhm.
your path isn't just a straight line. So
Yeah,
I feel like,
definitely. And I feel like growth in general should be a lifelong thing. I don't feel like you
mm-hmm,
should ever get complacent. I feel like I did that at one point in my life and I feel like that was probably the worst thing I could have ever done. That's not
yeah,
me, but because of the situation I was in, like that's what I thought I should be doing is just like living this life or whatever. And then once I got out of that situation, I found like I am somebody who growth means a lot to. Like I want to constantly get better. I want to constantly push. I never did it in an athletic sense before. Prior to getting into dirt biking, I was always doing it with like learning. I was constantly studying new things. Like I would study psychology for fun. I would study history. I would
that's
study
awesome.
like quantum mechanics all in my free time because I wasn't good at sports or anything and I
Mm,
couldn't improve that way. So I thought. So the only thing I could do was to improve my mind. So, but like I said, I got myself out of my life situation and I started changing my life. And now I'm like, okay, where's the limit? I don't think there is one now.
yeah,
I don't
that's
I don't put
awesome.
myself in a box anymore because when I started riding, I had like no coordination. I was the poster child for who should not be on a dirt bike. Like you should never touch one because I would fall over like walking. Like I was so
Oh man.
uncoordinated. And like I didn't grow up doing sports. Like I did some stuff here and there. Like I did a little bit of like boxing and I did a little bit of training with the military for a while. I've kind of
Oh wow.
always had running in my life, but I wasn't like good at anything. Like I didn't try that hard because I was always told I wasn't athletic. And then once I got myself out of that box of being like people constantly telling me you're not athletic, like you're not from a family who
Mhm.
does this stuff, like all of these things, I stopped listening. And then I started dirt biking. And when I started dirt biking, it's really funny. One of the first people I ever went on a trail ride with, like when I got my new bike, was Graham Jarvis.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
like, yeah, I did a clinic with him when I had my TTR, and that man told me I had potential on a bike. And it put this thing into my head, and I was like, well, I mean, if he says it, then,
Yeah.
it's gotta be true. So
Uh-huh.
like that really like he always says like anything is possible, and I truly believe that because like through the last few years I have done things. I have gone to the other side of the world by myself as a female and been safe over there, and like I've hung out with the top guys in the world, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's absolutely insane. That should have never happened, but it did. And I have gotten to ride near some of the coolest people that I've ever met in my entire life. Not even just pros, just like just people in general. Like I get to meet the coolest people in this life. And like had I not pushed past what everybody told me, I wouldn't be in this position, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be doing all
Mm-hmm.
of this. So
Yeah.
yeah, I never put yourself in a box. Never think that you can't do something because like I started dirt biking. I'm now doing hard enduro, which I wanted to do way before I even had a bike. Like I've now like figured out that I'm semi-athletic, and like I run. I'm trying to do an ultra marathon. Like
Oh
I'm
wow.
trying to do these hard enduros. I just started jujitsu. I just started lifting at the gym. Like what
Nice.
can't I do? That's kind of where
Mm-hmm.
I'm at.
Yeah. For the longest time, I when I first started racing, I was a C class warrior. So I was like placing, maybe like bottom of the pack, and I was
Hmm.
just kind of always like I never really like believed in myself, you know.
Hmm.
And my dad always like my dad saw that, and he would always tell me like, you try to like boost my morals, and I wasn't having it. I was like, stop, you're trying too hard right now. Like I'm not that person.
Yeah.
And one day uh it was first race of the season. I don't know,
Hmm.
something just clicked, and I went into the finish line, and I'm like, okay, I'm like middle of the pack, and I was in first place, and I was like, it's like, oh my gosh, like apparently I do have this in me. So, and it was crazy because like I was doing laps, and in my head I'm like there's no way. Like I'm middle pack going through. I go to through the checkpoint, whatever, the
Hmm.
chicane, and my dad's yelling at me. He goes, "You're in first place," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're reading that wrong." And so I'm like, I'm going around, and I'm sweating. I'm so nervous. And
Hmm.
so yeah, I made it through, and yeah, that something clicked right there, and ever since then I just kind of been accelerating my progression like super quick. Like I
Yeah,
went from
that's
C class to B
awesome.
class, and then like I was only in B class for like a year till I was able to move up, and I moved up through
Yeah.
sprint enduros. So I mean, it was
So that's the
I don't know.
secret. Hmm.
Yes, secrets is sprint enduros.
I love that because
um.
I did an enduro in October and I got my first podium.
Okay.
And
Oh
like
wow. Nice.
it was a more technical enduro. So like honestly, like I just kept pushing and going. I wasn't the fastest, but because
Yeah.
I didn't give up, I ended up getting third, which was amazing.
Nice. Yeah, that's
And
great.
yeah, it was kind of the same thing. But I wanted to do more enduros, and I found sprint enduros this year, and I was like, oh, okay, I want to try and do some of these. And so now that you just said that, I'm like, yes, I'm on the right track.
I I love sprinteros. They're so much fun to me. I
Yep.
mean, and it's such a different crowd. Like the hare scramble crowd, I felt like was kind of like the motocross crowd. There's just kind of like there's like a lot of mean people in there, and like not
Aw.
everybody was mean. It was just like there's just like some mean people, and
It's more competitive. Like,
yeah, it was more competitive. I
yeah.
should like they weren't like mean, but like like
Yeah.
they were just kind of stingy. Um,
Yeah.
and then I went into sprint enduros, and everybody's like so nice. They're just chatting to me, and I'm just like where did this come from? Like I thought we were supposed to be competing right now. And like I like all my friends are from came from hare scramble, so like there's so many nice people in that. I shouldn't say that everybody's mean, but
No, but
there's just a
it's
couple
like
people.
a stereotype. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's always those couple people who like ruin it, I guess, for everybody. But like,
Hmm.
they're the ones who are usually the loudest, and so they're the ones that you see when you're at the track.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think that it was mainly just like I feel like it was just like the competitive side. Like
Hmm.
people would like yell at you. Like I'd be racing and maybe there'd be someone faster than me and they're yelling at me, like they're cursing at me to get out of the way. And I'm like, oh, my bad. Like, sorry. I know we're racing.
Yeah.
You should be able to get around me. But in like sprint
Hmm.
enduros, it's like people like you'll go behind or like someone will be behind you and they'll be like, hey, like can I go around you please? Like they're it's kind of weird. Like they're super nice. No one rev bombs. It's just like it's
Yeah.
like I'll go up behind someone. I'm like I'll say like super nicely. I'm like, hey, can I get by you real quick? And then they let me by every time. It's like a cheat code.
Yeah.
Um,
That's so
but
funny.
yeah, like just recently too. Like I felt like I put myself in a box. I was just kind of like, oh, like I'm like I moved up to Idaho and like I don't know, like I'm trying to race dirt bikes, but like I don't really think I can. And then like uh I think it was I had like a month off in December, so
Hmm.
then I was just back on the dirt bike and kind of like rekindled the flame and I'm like, okay, yeah, like I got this. Like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, like this whole year is gonna go well. And then some things
Yeah.
like at the start of 2026, some things flipped my year upside down. But honestly,
Hmm.
I took that and I kind of like I don't know, like I was able to like flip it around to like where like I grew from that and I was like, okay,
Yep.
now I know like I anything I want to do, I'm gonna just go and do. So I've just been kind of like I've been traveling, I've been trying to get on the bike as much as I can. I did King of the Motos, and
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do everything I can. Just trying to live life as full as possible at this
I
current
was
moment.
gonna say, I you were snowboarding recently, right?
Yes, yeah, we me and my buddy we go snowboarding like every like probably like 4 times a week.
Holy
But
crap. So, okay, so you can
yeah.
snowboard like really close to where you live?
Yeah, so Bogus Basin, it's about 30 minutes from where I live. 30, 40
Okay.
minutes, give or take. But it's our local mountain and it's pretty good. It just rained up
Mhm.
there, so I don't think there's really any much or
No more
much snow
snow.
up there. So yeah, I think the snow's gone. But it just leaves
Interesting.
room for mountain biking. So
Oh, okay. That's
yeah.
good. Well, see, these are part of that whole training thing that I asked about. So like,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
how do you feel that like snowboarding translates to like dirt biking? Like, do you feel it does at all, or is it completely different? I don't know anything about
I I
snowboarding, so.
I think it's different, but like it definitely correlates like with like coordination. You have to be coordinated to do things. And
Mhm.
I feel like dirt bikes kind of brings more of that coordination since I've been doing it
Mhm.
longer. I feel like dirt bikes correlates more to snowboarding, but snowboarding definitely helps since I do it more. I'm
Yeah.
not like my bike. I'm doing maintenance on my bike right now, so I haven't been on it in a while. So
Yeah.
like being on a snowboard, I'm able to build endurance, build like cardio, and
Mhm.
like yeah, like I keep saying coordination. You do like a trick, like a 360 that you got to be able to know where you're at all times. So
Mm-hmm.
that
I I think it would be really cool to learn how to snowboard. I just like
yes.
I don't know how I would do in the snow and the cold. I tried to ski one time when I first moved to Minnesota. And it was a terrible time because I didn't have like snow clothes. Like I didn't know that
Mm,
was a thing. I moved from Arizona to Minnesota and like I was wearing
that's a big
jeans.
difference.
Yeah. So I was wearing jeans to try skiing and then like I was soaking wet and freezing cold. It was just not a good time.
Man.
So, and it was a
Yeah.
school field trip. So like they should have told me, but yeah. But
Okay.
like I always wanted to try stuff like that, but like I said, I wasn't like athletic. Um, but
Mhm.
now I'm like, okay, like I'm starting to get into this other stuff. Like I said, I tried jujitsu and jujitsu's freaking awesome, and I'm gonna keep doing that.
Yeah.
But like
It's good
I'm
endurance training too.
yeah, I want to try stuff that like challenges me. Like you're talking about snowboarding, I think that would be really cool to try. I know a lot of people who
Yeah.
snowboard who dirt bike, and they're like, yeah, it's really great balance. Like it's this and that. Like
Oh yeah,
everyone I know
balance.
mountain bikes, like mountain biking terrifies me, honestly.
Yeah. I crashed not too long ago on a mountain bike. It was pretty scary. Like, I
See,
went over the
see,
bars into like a stump, but
ouch.
that was just my fault. I found this random trail and I told my buddies just to give me a GoPro and I put a GoPro on. And at the top, I'm like, I flipped the camera around at me and I'm like, if I die, tell my parents I love them. And then I dropped it and then I just completely ate it and I just it's a great video. But,
Yeah,
mountain biking scares me more than dirt biking because it is so
yeah.
light. You'd think they're
Hmm.
similar, but like they feel so much different.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I tried to mountain bike after I started dirt biking, and I was
okay.
like, this is terrifying. There's
Yeah.
no bike between me and the ground. It's just this little teeny tiny thing. Like there's no engine and
Uh-huh.
everything. Like the balance is totally different. But then like I kind of got thrown into it in California when I was trying.
Okay.
Where they kind of took me like oh, I didn't grow up riding bicycles, so like I have only
Mm.
been on a bicycle like a few times in my life, and they took me straight out into the desert, like in rocks, and I was like, I don't know what I'm
Huh.
doing already. Like this
Yeah.
is so different. So I fell and hurt my leg pretty bad.
Oh
Um,
no.
but it's you don't have the same gear. At least I didn't when I was
Mm-mm.
doing it, and you are like so much more exposed. And
Oh
so
yeah.
I was still so new to all of this and like coordination was still not a thing at that point. So I'll
Gotcha.
probably try it again because I know it's
Yeah.
such good cross training. Like everyone does it.
Mm-hmm. It's probably like and it's fun too. Like even though it's a little bit scary, like it's still fun. But
Yeah. Everything
mm-hmm.
we do is fun and scary.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know.
As
I feel like
good.
dirt bikes have like kind of took like I'll be scared of something, but like if
Hmm.
I say I'll do it, I just like I that means I do it. Like I don't know, like
Yeah.
if I'm in my head about something and I'm like looking at a line and I'm like it's scary, but like um, like I don't know, for some reason like being scared of something makes me want to do it more, and so I'll do something I probably shouldn't, and then like maybe there will be consequences, maybe there's not. Like for instance, when I went over the bars on the mountain bike,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know, like I feel like dirt bikes kind of like have correlated to like everything I do in my life, just because like that fear I have just makes me want to do something even more, which is kind of strange because I feel like for most people it's the opposite.
Yeah. I get it to an extent because like a lot of the times when I'm out with the guys, they take me to stuff like I was telling you about that one section. I
Mm-hmm.
was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I was
Yeah.
frozen for a minute. And Cody came over and started coaching me through it. And he's just like, all right, do this, do this, do this. And it broke me out of it. And like part of
Mm.
that is the trust that I have. We've been riding together long enough. I know he's not gonna let
Yeah.
me do anything that's truly gonna let me die. Um we've gotten to a couple sections where he says something and I'm like, he didn't ask me if I wanted to try it. He just tells me the consequences of messing up. And I'm like, okay. So if he says something like that, I know that like I should probably let him do it. It's not very often
Mm-hmm.
we get through stuff like that, but um yeah, it took me a while to like learn
Yeah.
that. That was just like that's hard.
I,
Um
I
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think like going outside your comfort zone is like biggest way to like improve on anything. Which
Yeah.
it's like in like dirt biking, like there's so many things that put you outside of your comfort zone. Like you could
Hmm.
be on like, a fire road and then you see like a trail and you go on that trail and all of a sudden that trail turns into some super exposed like cliff and you're like, "Oh
Hmm.
my gosh, like I don't want to do this." But you go through it, you go outside your comfort zone and you're all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, like I can do these kinds of things." And just kind of like it's like an ego boost, but it's also like, okay, like you know where your skills at, like you
Yeah.
can see yourself doing more.
Yeah. And I think that's the my thing is like I said, I trust the guys that I ride with and
Mhm.
they know my skills better than I do sometimes because sometimes they'll
Gotcha.
stop they stop at the top of something and I'm like, no way. Like no way I can do this.
Yeah.
And but then they're up there and they're like, "Come on." And I'm like, "Damn, okay. So they think I can do this." And I'm like, I've really worked on training myself to say what's the best that could happen when I do something scary.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
so I'm ridiculously like the opposite of you. Like I have to force myself to do the scary thing. Like it is
Gotcha.
absolutely like I used to freeze like all the time because I have a lot of that whole instinct to survive.
Okay.
I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
So I've had to work really hard to get over that. But telling myself what's the best that could happen, I immediately visualize myself making it through the obstacle, making it over the obstacle, whatever. And 9 times out of 10, it works. This
Nice.
weekend it did not work, but that was
Oh
partially a
no.
skill issue.
Oh, was
Yeah,
that the fail on your story
yeah,
that you posted? Okay.
it was
I saw
slightly
that, yeah.
terrifying. So it was a super steep, like we were going through a super steep canyon. So it wasn't just like going up over that like little waterfall section. Like it was like almost 5 feet tall. So that in and
Mm.
of itself would have been hard for me at my skill level. But then add the run up is completely up a hill. And so like
Gotcha.
a super steep hill at that. And it just
Mhm.
threw an extra challenge in for me. So I literally somewhere I have a video saying, okay, what's the best that could happen? Like I can do this, I can do this. And I obviously didn't. But I really have to like sometimes work to like push myself to do it because sometimes I get absolutely terrified. On one of the mesas
Yeah.
in Page, my girlfriend, she was like riding behind me and she's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I was like, "Nope, nope, I can't do this." I was like, I seriously, I short circuited. I couldn't even start my bike. I was
Oh
so
man.
terrified. And I was like, I just came up this. Like I can go down it. Like that's not a big deal. And if I mess up, I'm gonna slide down the rock, which I already have done, and I'm gonna fall into the sand, which I have already done. So why can I not move right now? And I really had to like she had to go in front of me and I had to watch her do the line and then I was able to like 30 seconds later unfreeze and do it. But
Nice.
it takes a lot for me sometimes because I have so much
Mhm.
self-preservation. but but a lot of it is visual intimidation. It's seeing something
Yep.
and having it look scary. And like, so that's why I said, like, a lot of my friends, like, they know my skill level. They know I can make it through something. So their confidence in me, like, leaks into me. So sometimes that's very, very helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, having a good group is like it's like if you have a bad group then there's going to be no improving or like there's going to be like little improvement. But if you have like a good
Yeah.
group, you're like you're going to be like up here rather than like down
Yeah.
here. So,
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that that's the reason that I've been able to ride the way that I've been riding so quickly. Because when I moved
Nice.
out west, most of my riding was fire roads. I had
Mm.
done a tiny bit of single track. I had a really great group in North Carolina, and I had like some really good guys who took me under their wing, and it was amazing. When I was at Brushy, so that's how I know Brushy so
Mm-hmm.
well. And so it
Nice.
was really cool. Tim was awesome and really instrumental in teaching me things like how to weight the outside peg and stuff like that when you're side hilling.
Mm.
It was awesome. But when I moved west, I had 60 hours on the bike and
Mm.
like maybe another 10 to 15 on my TTR previous to that. So I was still so new to riding in general and still figuring out clutch and brake and all of that stuff that I couldn't even think about hard enduro at first. And then the
Okay.
boys were like, it was probably like 2, 3 months after I moved here that the boys were like, well, you want to do hard enduro, right? And I was like, yeah, eventually. And they're like, well, let's see what you can do. And I was like, excuse me? And so my buddy Mitch took me to this little creek and he's like, let's go through it. And I was like, I've never done this before. Like, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know that you guys are going to have a good time with this. And he's like, let's just go. So me and him
Yeah.
and the twins, we went through it and it was probably the worst 40 minutes of his life because he had to sit there and watch me stroke. He was doing laps. Um, but I stressed him out really bad.
Yeah.
But that was my first little taste of hard enduro. And without that, I wouldn't have pushed into it the way that I did. Within 2 months after that, I was back in North Carolina racing Battle of the Goats. And I,
Oh,
like I said,
nice.
did not do well, but that gave me enough confidence to be like, what can I do with this? And that's made a huge difference for me. So that group of guys has just been absolutely pivotal to me having the improvement that I've had to be able to do the things that I do. A year ago, I would not have imagined that I could even ride King of the Motos, like just the
Yeah.
area. Like I had been there and I struggled so hard. My buddy had to ride my bike like through 90% of the one little section we went through. It took
Hmm.
us like 3 hours. Like I broke my bike like so bad.
Oh
Um,
no.
but now I've been back to Johnson Valley so many times and I can ride certain areas. Like I've ridden certain areas by myself. Like I'm comfortable. Not good, but I am comfortable.
Yeah.
And I
Nice.
think that says a lot about my progression in the last year. And I talk about it all the time, but like I literally say if I can do what I've done in the past 2.5 years, 3 years, literally anyone can do this. So, like,
Yeah.
I think that I feel like I talk about it a lot, but like, I want people to realize, like I said, don't put yourself in a box and just like keep pushing. Having the right people around you is huge. When you find your group, they will skyrocket your progression.
Oh
And
yeah.
like, it's so awesome that I've been able to find so many people who do that for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like moving up here, so I moved up to Idaho about maybe like a year and a half ago, I think.
Mhm.
And finding a group to ride was so difficult. I genuinely I was like I couldn't find anyone, so I was just like going to like tracks by myself.
Yeah.
And eventually I found a Facebook group. I think it's Hard Enduro Idaho Hard Enduro Trails,
Yeah.
something like that. But I
Uh-huh.
went on like a group ride with like 20 people, and everybody there was so nice. It was a great group, and by like the end of the day, there was maybe like 5 people, I think.
Yeah.
One of them's Jason Clark. He does all the hard enduros. He was just in Hawaii racing, and
Heck
another
yeah.
one was Clayton Gersner, who's a factory beta rider. I'm pretty sure. So
Okay.
it was like it was great, and like everybody was just very nice, and I'm glad I was able to go and find a group that's like
Yeah.
minded.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's so cool the community around hard enduro. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have made some of the most amazing friends and I've been across the country for most of them for over a year. and they
Yeah.
still like they keep in touch. They want me to come back. Like that's the coolest
Yeah.
thing to me is like to have them be like, "Hey," they'll send me pictures from the trail and be like, "Look what we did today." And like it's so cool to see that and still feel like I'm part of
Mhm.
that. And like when I do go back, like I get to see them, and so it's really fun. I am very very fortunate to be able to travel as much as I do and to be able to ride everywhere that I do. I've ridden in 17 states now,
Oh,
and
wow.
like
Nice.
yeah, and I'm super super stoked about it. Like it's not something that everyone gets to do, and not all of that
Yeah.
was races. A lot of that was just riding, but it's so cool to find community and to know that there's a little pocket of us like everywhere. There's people
Yeah.
like if you ever leave the country, I probably know people in those areas that you're going to go. Like if you go to Australia, I got hard enduro people there. I've got hard
Oh,
enduro
that's
people
awesome.
in New Zealand. Like
Oh, wow.
uh I know people in Romania and Turkey and like pretty much name a place and I know somebody.
That that's
um
sick, that's sick.
and all from hard enduro, like just from us like commenting on the same videos repeatedly, or
Mm.
somebody saw my video or somebody saw the podcast, or I saw their video and I started following them. Like it is
Mhm.
so cool. It really makes the world feel small when you have something like this, because we all like, even though for example New Zealand is such different riding than it is here in the desert,
Oh, yeah.
it's still really really cool to like look at those videos and be like, okay, one day I got to go there. Or like
Yeah. They
my
have some good
friend
hard enduros
Anita.
down there.
Yeah, they do. They've got some amazing riding out there. Like
Mhm.
I just need to win the lottery so I can do like a world tour of hard enduro.
Yes.
Like I'm just
Yeah.
like it's so freaking cool. Like I never thought, like I've always wanted to go to Iceland. I never thought that there would
Oh,
be riding out
yeah.
there or hard
Yeah.
enduro, and there's some incredible stuff out there. Like
Mhm.
I want to go so bad.
Um, yeah, at Silver Kings, we were camping next to an Icelandic family.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't remember their
Anita.
names. Yes, I think
Anita
so. I think
and her mom and her dad. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, we were
Yep.
camping next to them and we were just chatting with them and they can ride. It's pretty crazy. Like um
Mhm.
that whole family and cuz I think it was the prologue. I was racing and his
Mhm.
and her dad is Anita the daughter.
Yeah. Yep.
So Anita's dad passed me in the
Yeah.
prologue, or maybe it was the main race, or maybe it was the Saturday race. I forget. No, yeah, it was the
Mhm.
Saturday race. Um, and oh no, sorry, it was the prologue. Yep, I remember him passing me. Because I got stuck on the like a log, and then someone like went over the bars in front of me and like wiped out my whole front end, and
Oh, jeez.
so I was getting that sorted, and he comes up behind me and he like cleans the whole section. I'm like I I need that. I wish I did that.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
they're a cool family.
they are. They're so so nice and just
Mm-hmm.
so supportive, so just in the world. Like and they get to
Yes.
travel all over and do this, but they
Mm-hmm.
do it as a family, like mom, dad, and daughter. And Anita actually has her own kids and her daughter is starting to get into it and starting to want to ride. I think her daughter's like 12 or 13 or something like that.
Okay.
Um but her daughter's starting to show interest in hard enduro, and I think it would be the coolest thing in the world because I want to say her mom is like 60 or 61, and her mom rides hard enduro. Her mom and her did Sea to
Mm-hmm.
Sky. Her mom and her had signed up for Romaniacs together. Like, and now her daughter wants to do it. So it'll be three generations of women
Yeah.
like
That's
doing hard
awesome.
enduro. It's freaking so cool.
Yeah. I think like another thing I feel like is I feel like there's not like a whole lot of women racing hard enduro, and I feel like the class system is not really set up for them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
because I have a few friends who have raced who are women, and like they've complained about it, and I'm like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I can see that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's really difficult because like hard enduro is still growing as a sport in general. So we're talking for like all classes. Look at this year, we added multiple classes. And
Mhm.
there's like the schoolboy class now. There is the super minis,
Mhm.
but which is awesome. It gives the youth something to grow into, and they don't have to necessarily be in like A going up against every other A guy. They have like schoolboy B and whatever. I don't know if there's a
Yeah.
schoolboy A, but my point is that like there's progression chances for them. With women right
Yes.
now in hard enduro, it is just women's amateur and women's pro.
Mhm.
And like that's hard because there's people like me who are very new to this, who are very struggling, in the same class as women who are really good. They're maybe not the pro level, or maybe they just don't race enough to consider themselves pro and so don't sign up as pro. um,
Yeah.
but then we're in the same class and there's no other option for us, so
Mhm.
it's kind of hard because like then where's the progression to go straight to pro? Like you start to get
Yeah.
better and you just go straight pro, but that's scary.
Yes. Yep. The pro woman at King of the Motos was they were fast.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I was
they're
battling
incredible.
one of them for a while,
Yeah,
but
it's
I think she beat me.
it's
So
it was probably Louise and she's badass, so yes.
I think it was Louise. Was
Yeah.
it was she was on a TM, I think?
Oh no, then that was Katie.
Oh,
katie
okay.
Katie's also a badass. She's from Canada.
Mhm. Oh, wow.
Just freaking phenomenal. There was like a Canadian takeover at King of the Motos
There
this year.
was, yes, there
I
was.
I think there was like 12 or 13 riders from Canada. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
what? That was
I talked
crazy.
to, like, half of them probably.
Yeah,
I don't know, I kept running into
yeah.
them,
They were everywhere.
but yeah.
But it was really cool because like I think the women's classes at King of the Motos, I want to say there was like 12 of us total. And
Hmm.
that's huge because usually there's like 3 women or 2 women or like maybe
Yeah.
5. The West Coast has a lot more than the East Coast does. But it's been really cool. So when I first went to Battle of the Goats in 2024, I was doing media there. There was 2 women in general. I'm pretty sure they were both pro. No, they were amateur. They were both amateur.
Mm.
So 2 women in the race, 24. Last year when I went, there was 3 amateur women and 2 pro women. So already more than doubled. And this year, I know of 5 women for amateur alone who are talking about signing up for it. So
Nice.
like that's just that. And then I think there's at least 2, if not 3 pro women who are going to do it. So 8 potentially.
Sweet.
So it's growing. It's just slow
Yeah.
growth. But I think with the newer format of, different courses for the amateurs will hopefully help women feel a little bit more comfortable going into these. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Because
I feel
that's,
like oh,
go ahead.
sorry. Oh, I was gonna
Go
say I
ahead.
feel like Silver Kings was like did a great job at the split courses.
Yeah.
Um like I liked how there was like pro splits and A splits, so I didn't have to go up to pro stuff because I feel like that would have been a huge struggle. But
Hmm.
I don't know. Like I want to see what the pro course is, but I don't want to race it. I don't know. Racing it might be very tough.
Yeah. Yeah, for
That's
sure. I
another
think it's
thing.
really, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's another thing about hard enduro. It's like it doesn't feel like you're racing out there.
Mhm.
Like you're not head to head. Like I mean, probably up like if you're in like like high A class or like top pro. It's like gonna feel
Yeah.
like you're battling. But like out there, I'm just like I just kind of go for my own like little ride, and if I need help, I'll maybe I'll help. I'll ask someone to help, or I'll help
Mhm.
somebody out, and it
Yeah.
just feels like a trail ride, but you're just trying to make it past everybody.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
it's more like you against the terrain versus you against the guy next to you.
Mhm.
Obviously,
It's a good way to put it.
you're getting more towards the area where like you're being more competitive, and you're A class, so like you're gonna get there. But
Yeah.
then it'll probably feel a little bit more. But even so, it's still those top guys still help each other sometimes. It's
Mhm.
still
Oh, yeah.
you
Yes.
against that terrain and you trying to just prove what you've been able to do as far as like your growth and your progression over the last year. Like, you know, that
Mhm.
last year you made it through this point and you did it, maybe it took you a half hour to get to that point last year and this year it takes you 20 minutes. Like, that's huge progression, you know.
Yep.
So I think that that's something, like, that's the way I look at it. Obviously, like, I'm just starting with this, so I don't have those points yet, but this is like my baseline. I'm giving myself my baseline in all of these races now. And I
Mhm.
know that race to race, I've gotten better. I know that from Battle of the Goats last year to TKO, those 4 months between that, I know what my progression looked like. I know how much I put time into. And it's not the same course, but the confidence that I got from doing those races and coming back and having those skills was just absolutely insane.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember I first started or my first hard enduro was Silver Kings.
Mhm.
And the first year I ever did that, I did so I don't think I did bad, but I don't think I did good. And then next year I think I did all right in it. And
Mhm.
but like it was just like I was just like building upon it and I could just see myself improving. And then the next year
Mhm.
I did like really good. I think I placed like 14th in B overall. So
Yeah,
I was super proud of that. I missed the A race by like 4 minutes. And that was because
that's
my
not bad.
prologue. I had a bad prologue. Um, I always have bad prologues. I can never have a good prologue, unfortunately.
Is that like from nerves or?
I don't honestly know. I know like Silver Kings. I just like I what's it called, the enduro cross. I just was not
Mhm.
prepared for, and I just crashed like every time
Yeah.
I did the prologue. Um, but like at King of the Motos, they I was just trying to push as hard as I could, and I didn't think the prologue was going to be that long. So I just
Yeah.
like gassed out. I gassed out like
Mm.
halfway through, and then I was just making so many mistakes, and I like was able to like recoup. There's like a big downhill, and
Yeah.
like that kind of like recouped me. And so like towards the end, I started making a bunch more passes. So it still wasn't like
Nice.
very good of a prologue. I don't know, but yeah, my
Yeah.
prologues just are always not good.
You gotta warm up. You gotta like ride the day before to warm up so you can be good for the
Yeah,
prologue. Yeah.
yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't know, yeah, because usually I have more energy
Hmm.
like the next day. Like
Yeah.
usually I'll be like because I like King of the Motos, I was like I gassed out on the prologue, but the next day I was doing the same pace and I made it through like like really just not I didn't really gas out until like I think it was like till we started going through the like the creek beds or the washes that were just like super
Hmm.
gnarly on like the beginning of the second lap.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah, then I don't know.
it's
King of
a
the Motos
lot
was just
though. Like,
tiring.
yeah, I was like, King of the Motos is a lot in general. There's like so much happening, I feel like. But to
Mm-hmm.
me, it was like mentally draining because there's so many people watching too. And
Yeah.
like, thankfully I had a taste of that at TKO last year.
Mm.
Um, but that's really like nerve-wracking. Like having that many
Yeah.
people and knowing they're like, oh, there's like the YouTube live will get like 2 million views. And I was like, oh my God, please tell me that they're not going to feature me on it. And then apparently I was on it. I haven't gone back to look because I don't want to see.
Ah.
But I was like, I know I struggled really bad at Chocolate Thunder. I
Mm.
just like, I don't know. I was like super in my head. And I had to like at one point I just like put my head on the handlebars and I was like, get out of your head. I could hear my buddy yelling at me and he was saying exactly the same thing. He's like, get out of your head. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, okay, I got this. And I struggled
Yeah.
up the hill, but just because I had lost my momentum already, but I just was like so in my head about it. And then I was just like, once
Mm-hmm.
I got away from all the people, I did better. Um
Yeah.
until I broke my radiator, but we don't talk about that.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
rough. Um
That
at a
sucks.
yeah, at a couple gnarly little falls. Um
Dang.
But that comes
I
from being so short, and like I'm still
mm.
figuring out how to make it through the rocks, like in Wrecking Ball, for example.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't yet have the balance to make it through that like without putting a foot down. And because I'm so short, when I put a foot down, I am like fully off the bike and have to like rebalance to
Okay.
jump back on the bike. And so
Mm.
it's been a learning curve, and I'm doing a lot better than I did before. But I do a lot
Nice.
of practice with that, like here in similar smaller creek beds. But there's still a lot of falling. Like there's just I
Yeah.
go to put a foot down, and like there's no ground where my foot is. So
Yeah.
I'm I'm still working on it, but like that's part of like I talked about like the jujitsu and everything. Like that's been helpful for me to like kind of just be faster with my reaction time. I think was kind of part of it, and so it's
Okay.
helping out. It's just little baby
Nice.
things here and there that are helping me like dial little things in. So,
Mhm.
um, but I'm only 5 feet tall, and I'm riding a full
Okay.
size bike. It's lowered, but it's lowered an inch and a half, because I lost a lot of clearance already with that. And
Yeah.
so I run like almost no seat, like
Okay.
I'm almost trial style dirt bike because my seat is so low, because I have a 28-inch inseam, and my bike
Mm.
seat height as of right now is 33.25 inches. So the math don't math
Wow.
there. It's a rough life, but I'm doing what I can, and like we said, I'm figuring it out, and I'm not going to let anyone tell me that I can't do it, because a lot of people
Nice.
told me in the beginning that I wouldn't be able to, that I'd never do hard enduro, stuff like that, and here
Okay.
I am. So
Nice.
it's like
Sweet.
I'm going to do it because it's what I want to do, and I may never be
Mhm.
good. That's fine. I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. I'm just having fun.
Mhm.
Um, but I did want to ask you. So, kind
Yep.
of in relation to that. So, I'm still a newer rider, but if you could give advice to somebody who's brand new at dirt biking in general, say somebody just went out and bought a dirt bike, what would be your best advice for that person?
Oh, that's a really tough question. Um, my best advice, I feel like I could go so many ways with this, but I think I'll go like two ways, like technique and like mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like technique would definitely be to learn how to like ride standing up with like the proper position,
Mm-hmm.
because like without the proper positioning, it's not gonna, you're not gonna be one with the bike. And
Yeah.
mindset would be like do things that scare you, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to like look at the risk, you know, and if the risk is super high for your skill level, which it's hard as a beginner to tell like what you can and can't do, but
Yeah.
like you shouldn't be doing things that will like risk you like getting hurt or like you breaking the bike. But it's good to
Mm-hmm.
go on things that scare you still. Maybe it's like a hill climb that you're scared of, or it's like maybe like there's like a rock you can ride over or something, and see how like that like moves the bike, and how you can
Mm-hmm.
like position yourself so that the bike is stable throughout the whole thing. It's just kind of like
Yeah.
learning how to become one with the bike, and like looking at risk versus like reward, like to like is this truly worth doing as a beginner? Because if you're
Mm-hmm.
doing things that are just way out of your skill level, it's it'll maybe help, but it'll in the long run you'll probably get hurt and you'll probably be set back. So it's
Yeah.
always good just to start like down here rather than like up here out of your skill level.
Yeah.
Don't don't do things that you know you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Like and it's just like if you know you shouldn't do something, probably shouldn't do it. So
Yeah.
that's probably my best tips I can do. I can give. But
All right. And then for hard enduro specific, what would be
mhm.
your best advice for that?
For hard enduro specific, I think it wouldn't be as much so riding hard enduro.
Mm-hmm.
I think that definitely helps, but I think before that you need to really like you got to work on like the basics, you know, like you like
Mhm.
go to like like your parking lot of like where you go and ride and like find like a mound or something and like work on like your clutch,
Yeah,
your what is it called, your like slipping the
like your
clutch. So like
clutch
you
control.
mean
Yeah.
like yeah, clutch control, yeah. And so like you're like on the mound, you know, and you're like trying to like stay still without the brake, so like you don't roll
Hmm.
back, or like maybe you want to work on like popping the front wheel. So like I think working on the basics rather than like going out and riding hard enduro will
Yeah.
help you more to be able to apply skills when you're in those
Hmm.
situations.
Yeah.
So the parking lot warrior, I should say. That's probably the best thing you could be.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I do agree with foundational skills 100%. That's how I started.
Mm-hmm.
Um well, that's not how I started. That's how I started on this bike. I started on this bike doing a lot of drills. Um I found personally, and this is just for
Okay.
me, that when I started going out onto trails, I didn't understand the context of what I was doing on the parking lot
Mm.
versus what I needed to use out on the trail. And
Okay.
like that goes back to the community, right? So
Yeah.
got these great guys around me who are like, this is your static balance drill. Like, this is, this drill, this is that drill. And that was huge for me to be able to
Yeah.
understand what the drills I was doing mean out on the trail, because I could not, as somebody who didn't have very much time on a trail in general, whether that was running or biking or whatever, I had never been out there. So we talked about the visual intimidation that scared me so much that I was just like, I can't do this, or I would
Mm.
freeze and I wouldn't know, like, to really trust my skills. I built these skills, but then how do you know when to put them into play? That was my
Exactly.
personal issue. And so
Okay.
I had to find that a little bit of seat time mixed with doing those drills was like the perfect thing for me. Some
Yes.
people do a lot
Mm-hmm.
better when they do all the drills and they perfect the drills and then they go out and they just know. And some people can't do drills in the parking lot but can do stuff out on the trail. I think everybody's
Yeah.
a little bit different, but I do agree that foundational skills are huge, and like especially like clutching and braking, absolutely huge. And like
100%.
honestly have saved my life so many times.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I've been in
It's huge.
situations like there's been situations where like I've been going up something and there's like
Hmm.
no room to turn around, but
Yeah.
it's just the way is blocked. So
Hmm.
like, you know, you have to be like on the bike, slipping the clutch, going backwards, but giving it like just a little bit of throttle so you're not just fully just
Just whoop. Yeah.
like yeah. And I that
Careening
it's
off the
definitely
edge.
yeah, it's definitely saved me in certain situations. So,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
like you said,
Yeah.
like if you go out onto like a trail maybe and you find like an
Hmm.
obstacle and you're like I don't know like what I'm supposed to do, you know, like I
Yeah.
don't know how to apply these skills, you could session that
Mhm.
one particular spot and
Yeah.
you know, you can kind of just like figure out, I feel like sessioning like a specific spot would be like okay, like now I'm kind of seeing how to apply like everything that I've been doing
Yeah.
to the trail riding.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And that was one thing that my buddy, he's one of the pro riders, one of the first pros that we talked
Okay.
to on here. Actually, he was the
Oh,
first pro.
awesome.
Dylan Santoro, he was talking about
Mm,
sessioning and how important that is. He's like, don't waste time. Like, if you're really truly trying to progress, right? Like, you're trying to progress
mm-hmm.
as quickly as possible, don't waste time just going on a trail ride and, like, taking 45 minutes to get out to the spot that you're going to session. Go out,
Yeah.
find something that's close, session that thing, and then, hit it for like an hour or 2 hours or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, he's a very different skill level. And the conversation that we just had about, needing that seat time came into play there too. And,
Yeah.
but I've been able to find stuff throughout my last couple of years that is close that I can session, and then when I have a group and I can go out and push myself a little bit more, we go out on the bigger group rides. And so I think there's a balance for me personally, again, and everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say that on here, like that's the same thing. We talk about nutrition with everybody because every single person is different with what they do.
Yeah.
And people who listen to this, not everybody is a racer. Not everybody is even a rider. Maybe they're just getting into it or they're about to get into it. We have a lot of people who started riding because they've listened to this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And which I think is so cool. We've got like I think 14 or 15 people now who started riding
Oh, that's awesome.
after listening, and like they're just like super inspired, or people who switch disciplines, and I think it's really really cool. And so
Yeah.
like your story will go out there and it's going to inspire people.
Well, that's great.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I just think that like showing all the different sides of it, like it opens up your mind a little bit more as long as you're willing to have your mind
Definitely.
open. So
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
But
But cool. Well, the
yeah.
last thing that I have for you
Okay.
is do you have any shout outs or thank yous?
Yeah, I do. I like to start off with like all the people who like have supported me and everything. So go out to my dad, my mom, my sister, my grandpa, my grandma, my aunts and uncles, you know. They're all super
Mhm.
supportive. They sometimes come to the races and yeah, I couldn't be there without them. Shout
Yeah.
out to Gavin Matheson, Lead Lulis, let's see, Lincoln, Maverick, uh, Ryan Boardman. Ryan Boardman takes me out on some cool trail rides all the time. He's a great
Yeah.
guy. Um, let's see. And then I'd like to shout out Climb.
Mhm.
They're a big help and they make great gear that if you're watching and you're looking for good gear, Climb is a great option. I will say
Yeah.
that. So I think those are all my shout outs.
Okay. Great. Well, that was all I have for you today. So
Awesome.
I
Well,
really appreciate you doing this. This is really cool. And it was fun to get to know
yeah.
you. You were
Yeah.
just the guy who borrowed my GPS before, and now I know a
Yes.
little bit more about you.
Yeah, it was, thank you for having me on. I had a lot of fun. So,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course. Well, we'll be seeing you at Moab, potentially Grinding Stone, but definitely Moab.
Yeah. I'm really trying to go to Moab. I really want to do Moab. So,
Okay.
I just got to
Okay.
sign up. I got to get time off work and everything like that.
We'll
So,
we'll plan on seeing you there. We're putting it out into the
yes.
universe now.
Okay. Yeah, now it's said, now I have to do it.
There you go. Exactly. It's on the
Yeah.
podcast, so you have to.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll
Cool.
see you then.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.